Yo, 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 what's good, man? This is your guy Manny, and this is the Talking Sports with Manny channel. We're going to talk about Daron Payne today. Some news came out. We might get into some Montez Sweat. We'll see how much time we have. But without further ado, let's run this intro. So, guys, some report came out today by Ben Standig. He was saying that Daron Payne is looking very unlikely that the team picks up. That the team even gives him a contract extension. We all know they're trying to extend Terry right now. Also, some news on Montez Sweat. It's more than likely he's going to get his fifth-year option. The deadline is coming soon, but he's going to get that fifth-year option picked up. So it seems like moving forward, we knew that it was going to be hard to keep all four of the top or all four of the first round picks, together. We did pay Daron Payne. He had literally an all-pro type season, Pro Bowler this year. And with Daron Payne, I said this, the minute that Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen got into it, I said it's the beginning of the end for Daron Payne. Daron Payne is a great player. He's done some good things. He has a chance to ball out this year and make Washington rethink what they're trying to do. But it's just going to be hard to kind of keep everybody. There is a scenario where you do pay Daron Payne and then you let a guy like Montez Sweat walk when it's his turn. Because after Montez Sweat, the following year is going to be Chase Young's time to get that fifth-year option picked up. So it's fun when you're drafting and you're hitting on talent. When you're hitting on just about every player, it just gets so expensive to pay everybody. You can't pay everybody. You can draft somebody, they can come in the first round, play 4 or 5 years. If that fifth-year option is picked up, you utilize these guys, you try to get wins, and at the end of the day, you can't pay everybody. So you use them for the time that you do have them. Now, if Daron Payne walks next summer, right, Washington could possibly get a comp pick. Now, based off of that comp plan, it goes like this. Based off of who you pay, based off of who walks, based off of what you do in free agency and, who walks. So that comp plan is kind of funny. Example, Brandon Sheriff walks this year, right? Went to Jacksonville, got a huge contract. So that huge contract is going to elevate him to one of the top paid guys in the league, meaning that Washington is going to be guaranteed a third-round compensation pick in the 2023 draft. Now, this year, Washington hasn't really signed anybody in free agency, so that just bodes well for them. They might be able to get another comp pick for a guy like Tim Settle or some of these other smaller free agents that were able to walk. You possibly get, fifth or sixth or seventh round compensation picks. But so Brandon Sheriff is going to net a third. Let's say that Payne walks, right? He gets paid. And let's say Washington takes a similar approach this year in free agency and don't really sign nobody. There's a potential that Daron Payne comp pick could be a third-round pick. But let's say that he goes and gets top dollars, and then we spend some dollars. Maybe that comp pick goes down from a third to a fifth. So I don't know what that comp pick is going to be. There is a potential that there will be a comp pick for sure. Now, let's say that Washington trades Daron Payne today for a second or third. I would want a low second, maybe a high third. But somebody might say, hey, here's a third, here's a fourth. It's something to consider. Now, a fourth-round pick makes no sense. Just take your chances, have Daron Payne finish out the season, and then let him walk. And then you just hope that you get a higher comp pick than that fourth that you would have received. We saw that Washington did something similar on the receiving end. They traded a fourth-round pick for a player in Clinton Dix. We got him. We used him for that half a season. Season finished. We were not able to retain him. He walked. I don't believe that we got a compensation pick for that, but that's just how it goes. Daron Payne can be a guy that plays well. Maybe we find a backup or a few backups that come in and play well during the season to help you possibly trade a Daron Payne in season. That's a unique situation because rosters are set, but injuries happen, teams have needs, so you never know. So the ideal goal would be to trade Daron Payne before the Thursday draft, but you never know. maybe there's a scenario that it goes into day 2. Then you're looking at Friday or Saturday. You trade in Daron Payne. If you trade Daron Payne on a Friday for a pick this year, you know that it's going to be a second or a third. If you trade him on Saturday, you're talking about a 4th through 7th round pick, which I don't think happens, but it's just something to consider because remember, the Trent Williams deal happened the following day. So that's how they were able to get that, was it that 4th or 5th and then a 3rd the following year. So anything can happen. It would be nice to move them. You should have moved them. You let Matt Ioannidis go, and then you also let Tim Settle go, which was a bad move from, thinking of it that way. Because why would you let Matt go, and why would you let Settle go? 2 productive defensive tackles. You let those guys go, and then now you're not going to, Daron Payne is not part of your plans. It just doesn't make any sense moving forward. But we're going to see what happens. It's still a lot of football left to go. I'm going to share my screen real quick. I did put up a tweet today on Twitter, and the fans reacted. So I want to go ahead and dive into that tweet. Let me see what the fans are saying, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. So I said, trade Daron. I said, trade Payne. It's time. Take command. So I had a few people, come in, and then later on I saw a report from JP Finley. He says more from Mike Garafalo on Washington possibly getting trade calls this week on Daron Payne. He says he will be a guy that teams will inquire on. Yeah, he's young. He's, in his 4th year he's finished his 4th season going into his 5th season. Very productive. He has a chance to be a Pro Bowl caliber player on the right team in the right system. He's just overshadowed here with so many good defensive linemen here in DC. So he can't really do what he's supposed to do or get the numbers that you think he deserves to get. But he's very young. He's very good. Either way it goes, Daron Payne is going to get paid, whether it's draft capital. No matter what team that is grabbing him via trade will have to extend him, right? And then if he walks in free agency, he's going to get paid top dollars because he's that good. He's a very good player. Tristan says, been time. Yeah, it has been time, but it takes 2 to tango. Teams know what the situation is. Washington possibly knew what the situation was, but with how free agency went, getting Wentz, and then your cap, just slimmed out, but there's still guys out there in free agency, like a guy like Starr that played for Buffalo. He might be an option to come in if they were to trade Daron Payne. Maybe now you're looking at a 4th round defensive tackle to bring in to compete with a vet to see who gets that start. Now you're looking at maybe 2nd round, maybe so maybe you trade back and pick up an extra 3rd to now fill a need. So I get it. Some people don't want to trade Payne because if you trade him now, you create a need. But to be honest, it's already going to be a need. So why not address it now and know what you have moving forward if you're trying to build? Joker said they should have done that before losing Settle and Matt, but now they need him. And I replied, yes, they do need him, but he's walking next summer. It's inevitable. He's gone. He's as good as gone. The Burgundy Ghost said should have done it sooner. They weren't going to extend him like before. Trade deadline sooner or before the start of free agency sooner. Yeah, we get it. But like I said, it takes 2 to tango. Says should have extended Settle, shaking my head. I agree. If they knew that Daron Payne was not part of the plan, you should have went on and locked in Settle for a lot cheaper, or even Matt. You should have just left Matt alone. But it is what it is. Maybe they had injury concerns with Matt, but we see where the league is going. You got to pay Terry, right? So at the end of the day, maybe all this is to make sure that they pay Terry, to make sure that next year they pay Sweat. And then they go that route, and then the following year pay Chase Young, and those are the cornerstones of your team. Then you just continue to build through the draft and continue to pick up smart free agency pickups and bargains to fill out the rest of your roster. He says, if he gets signed as a free agent next year, do we get a comp pick? I explained that early on in the video. One guy said, I've been saying it. I'll give you a like for that. One guy says, I've been saying this all of last year. He's not coming back next year. He's going to go and get top DL money. Trade him for at least a 2nd and call it a day. It's easier said than done. If I'm guarantee you that if somebody's offering a 2nd right now to Washington would have taken that 2nd and ran to the bank. Okay, but I'm pretty sure that that's not the case. One guy says trade him for what? So fans are mad. Some fans don't understand the situation. One guy says no one will now. They know that he will be released after the season. He will not be released after the season. He will be a free agent after the season. I'm pretty sure maybe that's what he meant. My guy Johnny Boy came in, chimed in. Says this regime has no foresight whatsoever. They only react when it happens. He says he's not getting re-signed. Everyone knows that. And at this point, he's an asset, and that's it. Take advantage. Replace him now because he will walk, and you will replace him next year. Why wait? I agree with Johnny Boy. I'd rather replace him now rather than replace him later. One guy says, bet your Payne is glad to hear that he won't work. So he says, I bet your Payne is glad to hear that we won't look to extend him. Then he's free to go play for a better organization, which a head coach other than I don't know, whatever he's saying, but pretty much he's saying that, he doesn't like Ron Rivera, obviously, this fan, hitting figures 1964. And he's also saying that he gets to go to a better organization. Probably so. But I replied, he will probably go to whatever organization that pays him the most money. That's what football is. Like, you play to get paid. Like, nobody is going to an organization just to go to one, organization. Like, yes, you want to go to a good structure. Yes, you want to go to a good system. But at the end of the day, people play football to get paid. That's why you play the game. It's just like any other job. You go to your job and you work, you get paid. You're trading your time in for dollars. My guy King, he says, oh God, good God, no. So, you have mixed reviews from the fans. Some of the fans, they want this trade to happen. Some of the other fans, they don't want this trade to happen. They love Daron Payne. He's a fan favorite. People love him. But that's all I got for you guys for Daron Payne today. I will catch you guys on the next video. Please be sure to subscribe. Please be sure to share. And I'll be dropping tons and tons of content this week, being draft week. Catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.